while we stand behind the chair, the block, again, between the soles of the feet. And so I am holding on to the chair, bearing down. I want to bear down and lift the front of the feet and lift the block with me. Continue to engage that middle line, the inner line of the legs, and to lengthen everything through the front body while we are engaged in those muscles as well. The back body is holding you. And then put the front of the feet down. Notice how I didn't have us come and go. I had to simply hold that position. So I'm going to join you more this way, and we're going to continue. I want to bear down, and the more that I bear down, the more action, the more intensity, not that we're trying to make something so intense, but we're trying to make this lifting action more effective. The more I bear down, the more I can access lifting. Kneecaps lift, the top of the ankles, the front of the feet. We can feel all those muscles, the muscles that run down through the shin. And then we can drop the shoulder blades and then give it a rest. I happen to have my block narrow. It's not important if yours is different. But now I want you to keep one foot flat, and I want you to lift the other foot along the edge of the block so that it is in the same position, and bear your legs into each other, into the block. And that's very different. The flat foot is anchored and it bears in. It is responding to how the other foot is also bearing in, but that one is in a lifted position. We're going to keep building with this. Put that foot down and switch. Now the other one lifts and it responds to the block. Both legs are on, the midsection is on. And isn't it interesting what you find that really turns on? A lot of muscles through the back, the lower abdominals. There is this automatic lift of the pelvic floor and a broadening across the collarbones. It's surprising. So we're going to keep building with this. Is everybody doing okay? Yeah? Okay. Now, while your hands just barely rest, so this time we don't want the effect of bearing down. We want to really count on our inherent core strength, and we want to build it. We want to lift the heels, bring the block with us. Yep. And then very slowly come down. So what's really wonderful, reassuring, is that the chair is underneath our hands. It's a reassurance to our nervous system that allows us, and so let's come and go, and then we're going to stay up here for just a little bit. It allows us to relax a little bit, just knowing I can hold the chair in a more intentional way if I need it. This time, as you come up onto your toes, as you bring the block with you, as you keep your hands light at the back of the chair, notice how high you can go, how you can lift the kneecaps, how you can lengthen the tailbone down, and bring a little bit of balance in how the front and body opens and the back body anchors. Yep. And as you're ready to come down, think about how high your heels are and come down halfway, halfway. And then we can appreciate the relationships, the shift in what happens in my knees, what I can do to reclaim the lifting of the kneecaps, but how there's a shift through the core, not just in the soles of the feet or what happens through the ankles. And then, if you will, come to be just maybe a millimeter from the floor, not putting your weight back in your heels, and the back of the knees open up and the calves are really on. And your ankles are working really hard for you here. So when you walk through your patterns of gait and you find yourself in new places or on uneven ground or just in your daily habits, these lower areas are where we spend most of our time, and they need to be strong. We need to be able to catch ourselves when we are offset, and we need to be strong in these lower angles to the floor. and then set yourself back down. So here comes the change. Did everybody work really hard in their calves now? Yeah, okay. So now I want you to, you'll end up bending in one knee and lifting the heel so that it is as if you were back into that high heeled position. One foot is that way, and then you'll lift the front of the other foot and you're going to bear into the block. And you have to think about it to get there, but then you are centered. Nobody is leaning. We didn't have to shift in our pelvis. Hopefully we are in the center. Make any adjustments that you need, and then put that foot down and switch, which is the bent knee and the high heel, and which is the foot that has the front of the foot lifted. So we're just practicing all of the things that we did before, and we're putting them together in a different way. Keep using the block. A little bit is a lot. And let's do that one more time. I want to bend in one knee, lift that heel, lift the front of the other foot. And notice how I can push into both feet, right? It's easy to shift the weight mostly into one and then switch. And isn't it interesting how we're getting a great overall workout just by adjusting what our feet are doing, like your whole body is on. Very good, and relax. From here, we're going to take the chair to the side. So we're going to stand sideways to the chair. I'm going to encourage that you keep at least 2 legs of the chair on the mat so there's not any slipping. And that we are able to stand on this block. My block is low. And I'm gonna step up onto it. My heel hangs off just a little bit. And we're going to start with something very simple. Put your hand at your hip. Notice that you're able to hang on to the chair. And as you step up, bring your knee with you up. And then step back. Great. As you try that again, it's not important how far you step back, but it is important how high we bring the knee. So come on, step up and bring the knee with you. And this time, if you will, extend the leg. We're back to what happened when we were sitting in the chair earlier. Oh, that's a lot of work here. Staying up here, swing the leg back so we don't run into the floor and we engage the glutes. The foot is flexed. Swinging the leg forward, pick up the knee. Yep. Extend the leg. Swinging the leg back, the floor is not in our way. We can keep the pelvis neutral, engage the glutes. And then we're going to do it again. Here comes the knee. Here we extend. And then we swing down and back. So we're trying to stay in this position. Having the chair helps us to keep from leaning and then stepping back. Perfect. Moving the block ahead, taking it to the other leg now. I'm using it underneath the outside leg, and I want to step onto the block. The heel is hanging off, the knee comes to bend, and the inside leg, the one closest to the chair, is going to step well back. So while we're here, we're taking time to turn. My outside knee is the bent knee, and I want to push into the chair and turn myself away. And we've tried this with other variation with the other leg in front. But sometimes when we are counting on what we need for balance that's not in front of us, that's to the side or behind us, we also have to orient with more attention to where we are in space. So this is good for our nervous system to refine proprioception and interoception. Inhale, come back to center. Take the free arm out to the side. Notice that you are keeping the front knee bent. It points over the middle of your foot. The back foot has a natural turnout. The back leg is straight. And we're turning on the axis of the spine and using the chair. I'm bearing down and I'm pushing away. And it helps me to turn any amount. Be careful that what you don't do is take the knee with you. Sometimes that happens, that's okay. If you run into the wall or to a piece of furniture, just push into it. It'll just give you some more isometric work. And then inhale and come back to center. And this time, if you will, take the arm high. Great. Again, turn away. Again, push into the chair. Keep lifting the ribs by the action of both arms. The one that pushes down helps you to do that too. And then the last thing we're going to do is to lift and lower the back heel, right? The standing heel, we're gonna lift and lower. And it's a wonderful surprise because we're back to that idea of strengthening the foundation. Wave at your friends over there. It doesn't take but a few repetitions for us to really work the calf and then slowly come on back, step forward and step down. So though we had two different things, we did some very asymmetrical work and we feel that we need to do the other side. I'm simply going to move my chair. You are welcome to turn around. We are starting with the inside leg first. And so I have this block underneath my foot. I am standing relatively close to be able to count on the chair. And I want to be able to step up and bring the knee nice and high, and then to step back and drop the leg back. Now, if that is not comfortable, I want you to bear into the block and to do something very simple like lean in and come upright. You are welcome to switch which foot has the block and shift your weight. Come into your warrior one. Think about what we did on the other side. But those of you who are ready to come up and in, extend the leg, swing through, and repeat. We're lifting the knee, extending the leg. And we can do this from the ground. Note that the block is an option. The block is an option. And step down. Perfect. The block now comes more forward. It comes underneath the other leg. And we're going to step the outside leg forward and onto the block, and stepping the inside leg well back. The hand at the chair is intentionally going to push down and to turn us away. The front knee is bent, it points over the middle of the foot, the back leg is straight, we are not walking the tightrope, and then we get to simply turn. So having the block underneath the front foot just opens up the hip. Come back to center. Take the arm out to the side, keep reaching actively, keep the legs on, and then turn again. The arm at the chair bears down and it helps you turn the rib cage away. Notice where your gaze is going. Are you looking ahead? Can you lift your gaze? It's very easy to look down, and because we have the chair now, we don't have to. How we strengthen the upper back and the neck, and just our outlook improves, it changes. Come back to center. Take the arm high. Great. Again, turn away. If that doesn't work for any reason, take the arm to where you need it. This third repetition gives us the opportunity to add the work of the back leg. I want to lift and lower the heel. We're not in a hurry on this. Keep lifting the rib cage. Both arms are helping you, each in their own way. And then inhale and come on back and simply step down. So I think we really woke up the body now.